The Revenant is a realistic, true gritty story set in the 1820s, which follows legendary explorer Hugh Glass, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, who is brutally attacked by a bear and pretty much left for dead by his crew. Glass must survive the harsh, brutal winter conditions and try and exact revenge on the people who left him. So this movie really piqued my interest when the trailer first dropped a couple months ago because it looked super intense. And yeah, this film was really freaking intense, guys. I was literally at the edge of my seat for many parts of this film. Not to mention, guys, this film was also directed by the genius behind Birdman, Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu. I'm pretty sure I really butchered that. I'm so sorry in advance. The supporting cast did really well in this film with the likes of Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Hardy, Will Poulter, and Domhnall Gleeson. I always pronounce that first name wrong. So let's just dive right into the good and the bad of this film. This film was so freaking pretty. Like, it was so beautiful looking at, guys. I'm telling you, this was probably one of the best cinematic experiences I've had at a film. It was just gorgeous from like beginning to end of this film, and that alone is a reason why you should watch it. Like, I'm telling you right now, the best looking film I've seen probably ever. The cinematography in this film is so jaw-dropping at times. Like, I'm looking at it and I'm just like, how did you do this? Like, they pretty much went up into somewhere in Canada, somewhere here, and just filmed it, and it was just really just beautiful. On top of that, Alejandro also made this film in all natural lighting. There's no studio lights, there's none of that. Only the sunlight and, you know, just using shadows and all that junk. And if they messed up a scene, they would literally have to go the next day. That's how intense this film was. Imagine if you messed up on set, everyone would get pretty pissed off at you. I feel like the director's really out there trying to be the best out there. Like, I feel like all his films have a sort of novelty to them. Like Birdman, for example, it was basically the one-shot film where everything seemed like it was one fluid motion, there was no cuts. And this film, it's all natural lighting. That's the kind of novelty to this one. Aside from the visuals, this film was pretty gripping in terms of the story and the narrative and what was going on in it. The opening scene in this film was so engaging and just got you right into the meat of the story and what's going on with these natives and like the fur trade and all that junk going on, and it was just really captivating to see. Like Birdman, it was almost a one kind of motion. I think it was nearly all one take, maybe one or two cuts in here, but guys, this opening scene literally for me made the movie like right away. Like, it was fantastic. The harsh reality of the film really set in for the rest of the entire runtime, so I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's a scene where the main character encounters a bear and shit goes down. That scene made me feel so uncomfortable, and it was so gritty and raw. Like, I don't even know. Will Leonardo DiCaprio get that Oscar, guys? Will he do it? I honestly hope he does. If he doesn't get the Oscar for this film, I'm really scared the Academy is gonna kill him. Like, I'm genuinely concerned that he might just go all in for the next film and just die. Like, just give him the award. This is probably Leo's best performance I've ever seen him in personally. He ate a raw bison liver. He slept in animal carcasses. Like, you really can't do much more than that but die. Like, that's just like the ultimate thing. Like, so just give it to him. At the heart of this story, it's also a family kind of story about revenge and redemption and just the pure sheer willness to survive and just get to his goal. Obviously, Glass's son and him, that kind of dynamic, it really has some pretty emotional beats to it, and it resonated with me. The whole aspect of his crew not, you know, liking his son so much because he's half native was really captivating to see as well on screen. The dude from We Are the Millers, Will Poulter, yo, you did good, man. Like, I'm so used to seeing you in a weird kind of scene, or, you know, in a movie, like a comedy like We Are the Millers, and I saw you in this film and I'm like, hey, it's you. I really liked his character. I thought he had some pretty good moments in this film. He had some kind of dialogue and some of the turning points in the story. I thought it was really nice. Speaking of nice performances, Tom Hardy. This guy, literally is a beast. Like, he's in everything and anything. Like, he just is killing everything he's in. He has that whole like Tom Hardy thing, but besides that, like, I thought he did very well. Like, I kind of forget it's Tom Hardy, you know what I'm saying? Like, he has the accent. I thought it was really well. He had the, you know, the scruffy beard, the look. He really just gets into his character. Like, you forget that it's him. I think he had more dialogue than Leonardo DiCaprio's character, and he was so brutal and just like kind of rugged, and I loved it. Now, this movie isn't without its faults, but most of them being mine. The film was so freaking long, guys. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed seeing all these beautiful set pieces. I love seeing this guy die 1,000 times and come back to life. Like, it was cool, but it was so long. Like, they could have cut a bit of things. This thing had a runtime of 2 hours and 37 minutes. I was kind of at one point, like when it was like a little dull in the story, I was like, what time was it only? The prettiness of the film can only hold your attention for so long. Nah, it kind of held it for most of the film, actually. So Hugh Glass's character kind of had like Wolverine-esque powers. Like, he had some nasty bear wounds like everywhere on his body, like a messed up leg, and he ends up fine. For you guys who don't know, this movie is actually following Wolverine in the 1820s. So yeah. Also, there's some moments in this film that feel a little bit pretentious and self-aware and just kind of trying to be like super duper edgy and artsy. For example, DiCaprio passes out sometimes and he starts having these trippy, weird, artsy, like kind of visions just for the sake of having weird, artsy, trippy visions. You know what I'm saying? Some of them worked, but sometimes I'm like, wait, what? Does that make sense? But see, those are just minor complaints about the film, but other than that, I really enjoyed this film. My last complaint about this film is that it felt a little bit slow and repetitive in the middle portion around the second act. Yeah, they could have done without some things, or, you know, kind of written it a little better. Sometimes I feel like it was a little here and there with the story, but overall, it was a pretty decent, pretty good film, guys. The Revenant is a gritty, so real, it's pretty uncomfortable film. It's breathtaking visually, and although there's little minor things here with the, you know, the length of it and some other minor things, it was a phenomenal film, and I really recommend you all to check it out. It's a cinematic experience I think everyone should partake in. I think this film is definitely worth seeing, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 8 out of 10. Alright guys, so that is my review for The Revenant, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe it was informative, maybe it helped your decision in watching the film. Who knows? Let me know in the comment section below if you watched it and what you think about the film. Remember guys, hit that like button and subscribe if you have not already, guys. This is my very first movie review of the year. I kind of mentioned it in my New Year's video that I'll be watching brand new movies every week and doing a review on it, so this is the first one. Anyway guys, I'll see you next time.